an emergency broadcast. To all pilots, a distress call has been triggered. Hostile pilots have been detected. Extreme caution in this system is advised. Hostile pilots.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Blaqksheep. And we're gonna get right into it. Come and hang out. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the VOD, thank you for watching the VOD. I hope you're all having a good time, a good night, a good day, wherever you're coming from. Thank you for hanging out. Come say hi. Peace. All right. Good to go. Figure out what we need here. That's the first thing I needed. Oh yeah, I have no money. Those silver cannons are really nice. Damn, okay. Oh. God damn. I can't figure if I should go north. Ah, fuck it. I'm going to this one. Someone's already grabbing those chests down there. You're totally not sitting up here not getting shit. We're getting something. I need one chest, one set of chests, and we're good.
That's nice. How about this? Eat shit and die, you fucking bigot. Oh, that's nice. How about this one here? Apple Shine Continuum. I can't wait for Asmongold to die or be murdered, or for him to kill himself, or for him to die of some disease that he contracted in his room. It'll be a day to celebrate, even if it should have happened many years ago. So 30 trans woman, any, she, they, he, it, fey, z, any, is this, and yes. Okay, so we have a walking mental disorder. Like, I kill everybody. I kill everybody. I don't like. I don't know what I am. What is wrong with you? Really, like, see, the funny thing about this to see these people is that, like, I mean, eventually I'll die. Eventually, one day, maybe I get hit by a bus, maybe I get cancer, one day I'll be dead. And then, you know what's going to happen? Nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. The same thing is going to keep happening. The same thing as Charlie Kirk got shot, and then you had a million other people doing the same shit that Charlie Kirk did. This entire idea, the entire concept of, oh, well, we're just going to shoot this one guy and it's all going to go away. That doesn't work. I'm sorry. So, it's just going to keep going. Somebody else is going to do it. Then you're going to get mad at another guy. And before you know it, that's all it's going to be, right? They'll probably out themselves before you. I don't know. The people like this are morons, right? And that's it. There's just going to be another one. Yeah, that's it. And so, some sort of certification based on G and get these idiots out of oblivion. Oh, no. Again, I will... My goal in life is to, not one of my goals, right, is to make sure to be the harbinger of a person or a movement that would put all of these people in mental institutions. That's what's going to happen.
That's actually
We're going
fucking
to
funny.
forcefully imprison and put every single one of these people in mental institutions. And the world is going to be a better place. Everybody's lives are going to be better, including their own. You think this person's happy? No, fuck no, they're not happy. They're on this website getting mad all day. Like, they're not happy. This isn't good for them. Like, I'm trying to help them out. Like, yeah, we gotta get every single one of them. And I understand that, you know, again, it might not end with me. It might take somebody else afterwards, but eventually, one day, by, you know, progressive, it's like the, you know, in Dune, right? You have to measure success over decades, right? Like, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, but one day we'll be able to look back and we'll be able to say, you know what? Things are a lot better now than they were with all the crazy people gone. And so that's it. It will be overflowing and jam-packed. That's fine. And so that's it. And so anyway, I remember exactly. Abe Strong together. And so that's what's going to happen. We're going to put all these people in institutions. These people are nuts. And so anyway, yeah, and it doesn't matter if you kill me, kill somebody else. It's just going to it's going to happen no matter what, right? So cry about it, bitch about it, have your little pity parties on TikTok, or on Blue Sky, on Twitter, on Reddit together. Oh, he's so mean. This is so bad. But it's never going to make a difference. It's not going to matter. Nobody's going to care. So, yep, there it is. And slowly going back in time, we're almost there. Yes, think about it like this, right? So nowadays, you can say almost anything you want on social media. Was that something that you could have imagined 5 years ago? I couldn't have. Absolutely not. And so really you have to, whenever you work towards a goal, you have to look at it in terms of a long-term perspective, a long-term process. So really, I mean, I don't really see the problem with that. That's just how things are. So battle's ongoing. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen. So we have another one. Fuck them. Fuck ICE. Fuck Asmongold fans. Fuck these bitch-ass, spineless, mindless, little fucking chat vermin. I hope someone wakes you up by punching you in your neck. Suck my dick. So Plasma Sword, Twitch TV. I would look this person up, but I really don't give a shit.
Fuck?
And so anyway, you know,
We got
what?
a red
Let's look
boy
it up. Let's
over
find
here.
out what
Who's
this
that?
person is doing. Let's see here. Plasma Sword. Is this
off
who it
the
is?
north of the North
Yes,
Lighthouse
this is who
to
it is, with
the west of the
500
North Lighthouse.
followers. Well, I can see why you're mad. I definitely can.
What did you do?
Wow, I'm trying to.
Did
look
you
and
spray
see
my
here,
cat?
Obviously begging for money.
What is he
Not a big
doing?
surprise, and we have last month's. Oh, I don't want to see this. And oh, big surprise! It's a really shitty VTuber. Nobody could have ever predicted this. So there we go. Rate his channel later. So. And I don't know. I mean, I think that really hoping that people would have violence attached to them, you know, probably should be bannable on Twitch, but that's okay. Dana Claus, who are all these people that wants Asmon killed, and how do we donate to the cause? Everybody's mad. They're all mad about me. They're all mad about me, and for what? For what? You should be mad that people are listening to me. That's the reason why
He
you mad.
went off to
Someone
the west.
Kill Asmongold.
Like, he was off
You know what's
west,
crazy
west,
about
west.
this is the fact that Blue
That's
Sky
what I'm
lets
saying.
these people on there. That's what's crazy to me about it. Is
Yeah,
that
that dude-
even
that
on
dude did
Twitter,
not
these people
want
get
to
banned
wait.
regularly, but for some reason on Twitter, this just
kept going.
goes wild. It does. Law enforcement time. I know, isn't it outrageous? And so, wasn't Blue Sky to be a safe space? Yeah, for nutcases. Apparently, right? And so, why is listening to a bad thing? I don't get it because they disagree with me. It's that simple. Do you think this person's a viewer? I mean, maybe, right? I mean, who knows?
Can't
This little piece
pay
of
out
shit needs to get
anything
heart
right now. You
cancer
guys
from
need
all
to
the
wake the
Doritos and bad food he takes in every day in his fucking messy room with cockroaches like him. And not only can you do it again, you can do it here freely. Asmongold can go kill himself. Okay, that's good. And yeah, and or any self-respecting human cares, right? Of course. How has nobody murdered Asmongold? So we have all these people. This is what's crazy to me, is that how is it that you have all these people doing this on Blue Sky and there's never any moderation? These are people
so
who
to
are
say,
openly stating and advocating for killing people, right? This is it's not, it's in plain English, right? It's not even an implication. And for some reason it just happens. Well, here's the thing, guys, is that you can cry
Probably
and
knew
bitch
some shit
and
was
get
coming his
upset,
way.
but at the end of the day, it's still going to happen. It is. It's still going to happen. And one of these days, there will be a person out there that will be willing to go as far as I think they need them to go. And whenever that happens, I will be there. I will be. I will be there. And all of these nutballs are going in the box. All of them are going in the box. Everything is going to be better.
That's
The
so
world that we live
incredibly
in
doubtful.
is going to be an absolute
be,
paradise.
like,
And that's it. Where's the FBI?
impossible.
Well, the problem is that, I mean, here's really the issue. It's
no,
that
I mean, listen,
people that talk about and do
I
this
definitely
stuff,
would have to
they
say,
really just kind of do it all the time. And there's never any moderation.
That's
I
the
mean,
whole
I think
point.
this really
I mean,
should be a.
I mean,
this
I
really should be a-
definitely
like
would
a-
say
a
this. Ready?
moderated thing on
Ready?
the
If you
website,
don't know
right?
her
This
name,
way more national
and
has
I don't need to
like
give it to you, that
cockroaches?
means
No,
that you don't know.
absolutely not.
I mean,
everyone to
I mean, that's
understand
the
me.
thing.
I fucking hate Asmongold. I
That's
never
the
liked
thing.
him.
That's the thing.
never liked him. He's a
It's
fucking
like
moron, and he
Schrodinger's girl
ruins
for you at
everything
this
he
point. You
touches.
know,
His
you
audience is
can believe
disgusting.
what you
His
believe,
content is
but
trash. He is
you
a
know,
garbage
you
human
just
being.
wouldn't
His
ever
existence is a
know.
net
You just
negative
you
on
won't have
society. Fuck
the
him.
opportunity to.
Oh wow, would you look
It's
at
unfortunate.
that? It's snazzy. He's
Ew.
a bedwetter. Diaper sexual. Ah, jeez,
Oh,
guys.
God. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
My girl's
man.
a Jessica. Oh, yeah.
I got a man.
Oh,
huh?
man.
What are you gonna do? Shit your pants?
Oh, yeah.
Probably would, and it would
My
turn
girl
him
is
on.
a definite.
How about that? Jesus Christ. Like I'm conducting the infinity gauntlet of mental disorders here on Blue Sky of people that are mad about me.
Oh my
This
God.
is crazy, and it's just so fucking gross. What are these people? That Asmongold guy should kill himself as well. Your favorite nerdy transsexual degenerate. Tip me on Cash App. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. What are these people doing? And here's another one. I like bad video games are more people that somebody should probably kill Asmongold. Okay, of course, right? Naturally. And man, we gotta kill people like Asmongold. Gaming 18 he him. If you say you're 18 on social media, you're 15 in real life, okay? You need to go back to school. And so, yeah, everyone on Blue Sky should also be sent for mental disorder. Yes, isn't it crazy? Yes, Asmongold's the worst haters. I do. The reason why, here's the reason why. I hope Asmongold is crucified on a cockroach and mold-covered cross and left out to rot. Well, that's good. That way I'd be in my own environment. And what's this here? Oh, God. Oh, God. Jesus, just at a glance. At a glance, you know this person's fucking, you know, out in the orbit, right? Comrade agitating educator, please read Marx, Engels, and Lenin. The hating gooner from YouTube. A better world is possible. A better world is possible since I follow. I've also been conducting a personal crusade against Asmongold and Nux Taku to where their brainwashed fans want me dead. I'm sorry, buddy. Rip Excalibur. Bro. This is, I remember the name. That's that one guy, the gooning and hating guy, that was posting all of those fucking, like he was basically going back and forth between posting Fuda porn and then posting hate threads about me. And, you know, basically he's double dipping on Reddit, right? And so anyway, the martyr, yes, exactly. Who let these people out of the box? I don't know. I really don't. He, him, is major, DEI higher. I bet you are. People like Asmongold should die. And the whitest black person you know. Right, of course. And look how many of them there are. Asmongold should kill himself. And then this is again, oh wow. So we have right here a Twitch streamer, Cammy Gino here, who's talking about how I should kill myself. Isn't that interesting? Wow, that's crazy. I sure hope nobody reports their account to Twitch. That would be terrible. And so Blue Sky is just a digital mental asylum. Yeah, we don't need a mental asylum. We already have one. It's Blue Sky. And so it's so stupid. Twitch should know about this? No. Do you want to know why Twitch doesn't know about this? It's because this person's an irrelevant retard. So nobody was there to see them say this, to be able to report it at all, right? It's like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears, did it make a sound? Well, if a random loser furry on Blue Sky calls to kill Asmongold and he doesn't get banned for it, is it because the website agrees or that nobody heard it? Well, I think it's the second one. So yeah, there you go. The Eye of Sauron is now upon them. Absolutely. And again, I found out someone watched Destiny or Asmongold, I'd probably beat them to death with hammers. Shitpost, he, him. Okay, right, of course. What a surprise. We have another pronoun enjoyer. Asmongold not being beaten to death the second he leaves his roach house is the reason I know America is a backward shithole. I like bunnies and gays. How much do you like bunnies? Because according to the other people, this is a little bit worrisome, right? I don't know if I want to know the answer to that. So yeah, there we go. And there's one more of these. Okay, here we go. And Nas, creature thing. And then, oh, this is the same. Oh, they changed their account. I got banned from Twitter for telling Asmongold to kill himself, by the way. I would do it again. Really? Well, you still have a Twitch stream, so we can do even better than that. So yeah, there we go. And the thing is, what I find to be funny about this is that all of these people having their little fucking support groups upset about me and everything else. Oh, somebody needs to stop him. They need to stop him. If I retired tomorrow, nothing would change. Nothing would change. And in fact, I bet if anything bad ever happened to me, there would be more radicalization than there is now. All it would do is push people to be more and more mad. And I will say this, is that Eventually, here's what's going to happen, is that we're going to have to address the mental health problem in the country. We are. We're going to have to address this, and it's a big problem. It's a huge problem, and you can see that just on Blue Sky here. We're going to have to deal with these people. We are. And I know it might not feel good, it might not sound good, etc., but it's going to happen. And I think that mental asylums are the best way to do it. I really do. I'm a generous, nice, reasonable guy. And that's it. And you don't say anything to piss them off anymore. You just have to exist. I know. And step 1, remove section 230, correction from Blue Sky, sue them into oblivion, shut the garbage down. I mean, removing section 230 for the website, I think it's very simple. Websites like this do need to do a better job at curating the like death threats and stuff like that. Like calling on people to like kill somebody else, that's a pretty big one, right? That's a really big one. And I think that really if you're doing that, you need to get banned. And so I don't know why these websites don't do that, but unfortunately, that's what it is. New Gucci Marks video, I'll see them. Actually, on word view, I don't think about it. I mean, again, death comes for all of us. I mean, I don't think about things like this, right? I mean, I don't. And maybe I should more. Maybe I should worry about it more. I'm not a particularly religious person. You didn't exist before you were born. You will exist temporarily, and then you will cease to exist. And that's the end of it, right? That's everything. And so I don't worry about these like existential problems. I don't think about this stuff. It's not real, right? And so that's it. World keeps turning. Exactly. So you shouldn't have to put up with this, man. It's ridiculous. Well, this is my life, right? This is my life. And again, like I know that by doing what I do, it attracts people that are like this. It does. But does it really bother me? Well, I mean, obviously it's a little bit weird. I mean, sure, of course it's weird. But in general, no, not really. No, not a whole lot. And these comments from last year, Blue Sky is complicit. Someone needs to hold them accountable. Oh, if it was up to me, I would do a lot more to social media than what the government does now. I mean, listen, the way that I would do things is a lot different with a lot of things, right? And wouldn't it be better to ban but automatically charge with a crime? Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would put all of these people in jail or institutionalize them. I would. And not every single one of the people on this list, but like, I mean, 9 out of 10 of them. Maybe 8 out of 10, I would say, yeah, definitely need to be locked out. So, yeah, that's really it. And so China's social credit score, why do you have pliers in your hand? Because it's something for me to do. It's something for me to do. I do like this a lot. And so that's the reason. Most counselors and mental health companies don't take insurance. It's a problem. Well, I don't really care about if it's like they don't need counsel. Like, I mean, if you're crazy and you're causing everybody else problems, then you just need to get removed from society. I mean, I don't really care about your personal problems. I don't care about your feelings. Oh, you had a bad childhood. It doesn't matter. Get the fuck out of here. Like, the truth is that the world can't give a shit about every single little problem somebody has. If you go around and you're upsetting somebody and you're causing problems, then that's what matters the most, right? And there's no excuses. I don't care about I don't care about their life story. I don't care about their feelings. None of this stuff should ever matter, right? And so, yeah, posts just show how helpless they are. Oh, it's embarrassing, right? It really is. And would you censor any insult? I mean, censor an insult? I mean, no, I wouldn't censor an insult. I think the things that need to be censored are threats and calls to violence, right? And doxing. I think doxing also should be censored. But other than that, I think pretty much people should be able to say whatever they want. They want to be racist, sexist, or like homophobic. Go ahead, right? I mean, again, it's like, I think it's stupid, but like, it's somebody's First Amendment right to be stupid. But yeah, anyway, this is what's been going on with Blue Sky a lot. And eventually these people will, we'll deal with them. But unfortunately, we still have a limp dick government. We have a limp dick government that is focused on tweeting about, like Hollywood actors that get killed rather than actually dealing with real problems. That's it. And it's unfortunate. It really is. Statistically speaking, they'd be the ones to commit suicide first. I mean, probably in some cases, you're right. And there's not enough asylums. Yep, there we go. ADS, asthma derangement syndrome. These people have jobs. I hope they don't go after, I hope they don't after this goes public, fucking scum of the earth. Well, I don't know if I mean, I have a feeling, guys, the diaper furries that are having like their little support group sessions about me on Blue Sky, I actually expect that they don't have jobs. I don't think that they do.
This woman was just humbled by a judge after stealing someone's house because she claimed she had squatters' rights after booking a month-long Airbnb stay in Washington, D.C. And nearly a year later, the woman effectively took over the house, living there rent-free while the actual homeowner was suffering financially and was locked out of the property. And the wildest part is, the legal system was essentially powerless to remove her thanks to a loophole in a tenant protection law that kicks in just after 30 days. So it's safe to say we have quite the wild story. So in February of 2025, a woman named Rashan Douglas, who owned a property in Northeast Washington, D.C., she was renting out her house on Airbnb, and she got a booking request from someone named Shadia Romero for 32 days, which seemed straightforward enough at the time. Shadia said that her apartment had caught fire and she needed temporary housing while the damage was being repaired. And for the first month, everything appeared to be running normally. Shadia was staying there, presumably paying for her stay through the platform, and Rashan probably figured this was just another routine booking. But when March 29th came around, that scheduled day end of the 32 reservation, things completely went off the rails because Shadia didn't just pack up and leave. Instead, she informed Rashan that she was claiming residency and had tenant rights to the property. And yeah, because she'd been there for more than 30 days, the law in Washington, D.C. backed her up on that claim. So
they
just
put
like
the new
that,
ships in?
Rashan went from being a short-term rental host to being stuck in a landlord-tenant situation that she never agreed to. That sounds insane to everyone who lives outside of what, probably Washington, D.C. and California. I feel like California, Washington, D.C., maybe New York City has something like this. But to understand all of this, unfortunately, we have to talk about how DC handles tenant protections. But basically, in Washington, DC, if someone pays money to stay in your property for 30 days or more, the courts will treat them as a tenant with full legal protections, regardless of whether you actually signed a lease with them or not. And that's just crazy to me because it doesn't matter if they came from Airbnb or VRBO or any other like short-term rental platform. It doesn't matter if you explicitly
They also doubled the price of shit in the arena store.
There were multiple officers, like 4 officers there, and they did nothing to protect the people. Like there's this clip that went viral. They were being fired at, and nobody was coming to save them.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes, there was 2 shooters, one on the bridge, one under the bridge. Just start to shoot for 20 minutes. They shoot, change.
20 minutes. I'm sorry. I thought it
Change
was 11.
magazine and just shoot. Simple as that. 20 minutes was 4 policemen there. Nobody gave fire back. Nothing like they are.
Okay, one thing I want to know, because when I see these images, do Australian beat coppers have guns on them? Or are they like the bobbies over in the UK, they're unarmed? Like they just have whistles and they can call the higher cops. They're basically the social workers. So wait, Raven King says no. Tiff Comp says yes. Finn Gaiden says armed. Looks like they're unarmed. But is anybody over there? Anybody over in Australia? I guess I just have to ask. Are Aussie beat cops armed or unarmed? They have Glocks?
You can move the
okay, so
chat
the
box.
beat
That's
cops general
fine.
duties
That's
of
just
police on
fine.
patrol, routinely carry firearms.
Like
It's
scratch that,
standard.
so you can move that
Okay,
over.
so they had weapons. You're not seeing it, but it could possibly be on this side over here. And yeah, but just the idea, very, very tragic. But he's saying they were able to shoot at them for 20 minutes. The video I saw was 11 minutes long. But, you know, I guess under stress, maybe he wasn't aware of how much time elapsed. Like, anybody that's even been in a fist fight, you'll know, you thought the thing lasted. Your sense of time is so skewed. It's like you either think the fight lasted 5 minutes and it was 30 seconds, or you thought the fight was 30 seconds and it was actually 5 minutes. Like, you just, at least for me, you get so locked into things you just don't know. So maybe thought it was 20 minutes, it was realistically 11. Still a tragedy all around.
Froze. Like, for it looked like 20 minutes, like, and they shoot, the guy changed magazine. I look at him all the time. I was with 2 of my babies under me, and I look at that, and it's just rifle and a pistol, and just shoot. And the other one was under. They start to come close to the audio. I think one of the people took his rifle and shoot him. That's so one of them. That's what I saw. I didn't know.
And the sad part is, Had this not been Australia, had this been Texas or any state in state in the United States that is constitutional carry, not even like California where I gotta apply, I gotta take a safety course, I gotta wait for the sheriff to sign off on it. It's a whole thing. Just constitutional carry. Like, you know what? As an American law-abiding citizen, we're trusting that you're gonna use your best judgment. And you're gonna train with it before you start carrying it. I don't think this would last 11 minutes. I think this would probably last all of maybe 60 seconds before it ended. But then, unfortunately for these Australians, we have to rely on the Aussie cops that were acting mostly cowardly. Oh, thank you, Jojo Seps, for this prime sub. Very sad, though.
I don't know how much I saw, but
Who were they targeting?
oh, all the crowd, anyone, Jewish, just shoot. Doesn't matter who. Man, all kids, everyone was no.
Did they say anything?
I couldn't hear. Like the shooting was so loud, we couldn't hear if they said. I was too far. Like he was on the bridge, I was near the tent. So, but I saw. I look at him. I look what he shot. I look at his rifle. He aimed. He did. He really like take his time. He shoot.
Yeah, because they had scopes on it. It looked like they had like shotgun shells on it, and it was bolt action, just push bolt, where they weren't having to like re-rack the round. They're just going and going and going. It was very, very, very scary how efficient and how well trained these two individuals were.
Take his time, and 4 policemen there didn't give fire back. I don't understand why. Why?
What was going through your
Because they're cowards. They're cowards, and honestly, what I would say is, not all of them. That's the thing. Is like everybody's like, oh, just because you see a couple cowards that are afraid to do anything. Thank you, mac and cheese. Doesn't mean all of them. Plenty of fine female cops, and that's a sad thing. Is like, you don't say I'm not saying all of them, but it's just this group of them. Sometimes, because I've personally known them, sometimes there's female officers that are more interested in being called, getting the title of becoming a female police officer. I'm a cop. They just want the title of being a cop more than actually doing cop shit. And that's likely what happened here, because it gets worse as we go on there. But I mean, we'll play a little more of this.
mind?
I think like I'm Israeli, like I'm familiar with this situation, but like it's terrible in the middle of Bondi. It's terrible, terrible.
What was tonight supposed to be about?
Hanukkah events.
Celebration.
Hanukkah events. Like we do it every year.
And mind you, what was it? Paris? Chat, what was it? Was it Paris that said that they had a Christmas event? And they had to cancel it because they can't keep you safe? I believe it was Paris.
Sunday, first day of Hanukkah, we do it here. For me, it's not. I'm get used
There's a
to
guy
it.
on the bridge had a bolt action. Germany.
What is
Oh, it's
this?
Germany. Yeah, I think so.
Like try
The
to
New
kill
Year's
us,
celebration.
like
Yep,
terrorism,
Germany.
like try
Paris
to
or
kill
Germany.
Jews.
I mean, we
Doesn't
don't know.
matter.
Yeah, that's the sad thing is we don't know which one it is because all these European countries are having the same issue, and yet they're trying to have the European Union saying, "Well, you know what? Trump is racist." Like, just because you guys are ignoring the atrocities that are occurring monthly at this point in time doesn't mean that we're wrong.
Who you are, what you are. You kill a Jew. That's it. And it's time for people in Australia to start to understand we are not a target. We are civilian like you.
But that's the thing is you guys have become a target because your government has failed you into stopping the individuals that come in openly saying, we want to end you. Very scary stuff.
Do the same thing. There is no reason that we feel not safe here.
Shouldn't
in
be.
our country. This is our country. This is how we live.
And that's what I think is like they're so accustomed to Aussie criminals. What was it? Is it called there was a Christchurch incident in Australia as well. They were so accustomed to the local crime they have. They are completely unequipped, mentally and physically, to counteract with this brand of insanely violent individuals that would come in there and end. What is it? 12. Oh, I'm sorry. No, okay, New Zealand. Sorry, Christchurch is New Zealand. My mistake. The worst part about this is not that the coppers that were there didn't want to do anything about it, but apparently over on Bondi Beach, it's a 4-minute walk from the police station from where it occurred. How did it go for 11 minutes if they're a 4-minute walk with a police department that is armed to the teeth? How come they couldn't be there? Because they just thought, oh, because we disarmed our population, that it's going to be more peaceful. It's sad. And I can't play this video, but when they had them detained already, there's a female copper at this van right there. They already detained the people. There's a lot of it's shocking to see this, all the the loss of life around there. But there's a female copper by this squad car that refuses to go to the scene. There's another male copper that's like trying to drag her. Hey, we need to respond to this. We're still detaining him. And also the guy that's alive, there were Aussies that were so angry about it, so they were stomping him out still. So they were very much trying to get this situation under control, and there was a cop there that did not want to even show up when they've already been disarmed. And mind you, also they said there were devices that could blow up equipped on the vehicle that I guess those didn't go off, but just, yeah, you're still in danger. But that's the thing, is you become a cop because you want to protect your community and you are willing to put yourself at risk. Doesn't mean your life is worth less than, but part of your handsome compensation is putting yourself on risk, at risk. Oh, what's up, King Pix, rating with 12 viewers, really appreciate that. King Pix, I met him over at the Donut Operator Range Day. Super cool guy. If you're on watching him, go check him out too. Yeah, cops are now basically Reddit mods. They have all the power to go after you if you say the wrong thing on social media, but when it comes to an ultra-violent event like this, they're afraid to go to it. Meanwhile, and again, I can't show this video right here, but here's a screenshot of this. The balls on this Australian hero, or worldwide hero. What is his name? Ahmed something. Wait, what's his name? Oh, Ahmed Al-Ahmed. Ran up to him. He's firing. I think yeah, he's a legend. Giga Chat of the Year. Assyrian. He waited for him to, I think he was watching him through the car windows when he was probably reloading, and just ran up and disarmed him, because everybody's running away from it. Everybody's trying to flee. Like, there's a lot of video I don't think I can even show on most of these platforms here. But everybody was running away, and he's just kind of sneaking up on him, tackles him. I think he also gets hit twice, because you see him over here on like Asmongold subreddit. He gets hit twice. He's in the hospital, but he's recovering well, because what's the footage circulating on social media. A 43-year-old fruit shop owner, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, was in a car park wearing a white shirt. Yep, there he is. Charging at a man in a dog shirt holding their rifle. Like, okay, Reuters. He then tackles an armed man from behind, wrenches the rifle from him with his hands before pointing the gun back at the man. I wonder, does anybody know? It didn't look like he actually sent rounds at the guy. Maybe he didn't know how to rack the next round, or maybe he timed it correctly when the guy was out of ammunition. Yeah, maybe to make this guy the police chief. No, they didn't need to let this guy retire the rest of his life. He's a fruit shop, a fruit stand guy. Actually, let's look it up right now. Ahmed Al-Ahmed, GoFundMe. Does he have one? Australian hero.
I'll fucking come out. Hold on.
Let's buy this man a beer. I wonder if this is donation protected. Is there a way that we can verify if this is the right one?
I'll come out.
Because this is set up by Adam, but you don't want to give to the wrong one. Looks fake. Yeah, I'm a little bit hesitant to even link that one right there. We'll see. We'll figure it out. And the thing is, I remember seeing somebody talking about how, like, oh yeah, they're props out to, like, his name's Ahmed Al-Ahmed. It's like, oh, he's a Muslim man, like, he is he's the Islam that I represent, and it's like, yeah, cool. If he's a Muslim dude, like, more power to him. But I'd say he's a hero with great courage more than he is just his religion. But the crazy part is people kept on responding to that tweet saying, oh, that's the type of person that represents me. It's like, oh wait, he was saving the Australians from what? It's like, yeah, you can't claim one side but not the other side. It's a big elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about, and it's very, very scary. Yeah, some people are saying he's He's Christian. Yeah, if he's from Syria, the father's son, or allegedly from Pakistan, a Christian that fled Lebanon, still an Arab. And here's the thing: it's like I don't see him as an Arab, or if he's Christian, or if he's Muslim. It's like he's just a hero. I'm judging him by the content of his character. I could care less about, oh, because he's of this religion, I'm gonna think of his heroism less. Oh, because he's this religion, I'm gonna want to give to his GoFundMe less. It's like, no, regular people don't think. Before I can congratulate this guy for saving all these people's lives and being a hero, let me make certain that he's on my side politically. No, that's ridiculous, but that's how the modern day political space wants you to think. Like, oh, you can't support anybody. I like that rap song. Let me make sure the rapper thinks the same way as I do politically. It's like, no, stop dividing us by that.
It's converged on
not anything else. Yeah, he's on my side regardless. He saved lives. Exactly. Yeah, he's a hero. And they said the crazy part. So it's like, okay, so turn in your two-way rights. It's not your Second Amendment rights, but I'm calling that. They say turn in your two-way rights in Australia will protect you.
Pretty much.
Except the fact that they won't protect you. Except the fact that your only chance of life sometimes is a fruit shop owner that's 43 years old that isn't going to be in the hospital later on. Because apparently they said Australia's Domestic Intelligence Agency, ASIO, examined the Bondi gunman 6 years ago because his close ties to the Sydney-based Islamic State group terror cell, ABC understands. One, why wasn't he immediately sent away when they found out, oh, he has ties to terror? That's not somebody we would want in the country. Not we as in I'm Australian. I'm just saying, like, you shouldn't want that person in your country. But then also, why the fuck is there in a Sydney-based terror cell for this group? Like, how bad has it gotten over there? The authorities, yeah, he was, they always say over here, the feds were aware of this person before it happened. Him and his father took out at least 15 people at a Hanukkah by the Sea event. He had pledged, so they, okay. ABC understands investigators from the Joint Counter-Terror Team believe the gunman had pledged his allegiance to the ISIS terror group. At what point in time do you say, of course the left-wing media is going to cry racism? Because apparently they're in love with this group. But at what point do you say, you know what, we got to protect our people. This guy's pledged allegiance to a group that says death to the Western world. It's time to send them back. And they said they found a flag in his car. They took interest in him 6 years ago. So Australian government isn't there to protect you. Especially when they say, oh, this is our media saying, you know, mass incidents are rare in Australia, which has strict gun laws. Of course it's going to be more rare because they haven't had the same types of groups that are in America committing a majority of these crimes. And then when you see it over in the UK where they don't have it, they still somehow manage to get them and do them, but then they'll still do knife attacks, acid attacks. We're now in America. I can't even pull up the article right now, but in America, we're having acid attacks.
Yeah,
How did we import that into the country? And where are all the feminists losing their fucking minds at this, that we're now having women getting attacked with acid? Being deformed forever. This is getting out of hand. But here we have the Premier of New South Wales saying, okay, cool, this attack happened. Time for law-abiding citizens to give up more of your rights. Not on us for making you guys sit in ducks for over 20 minutes or 11 minutes or however long you want to say it. No, it's time for you to become a softer target. Outrageous.
Doesn't our gun registry laws need to change? What can you do now to ensure this doesn't happen again?
I mean, the short answer is yes. They need to change and they can change. It does require legislation, and it means...
Legislation? Is it legislation to stop a father and son duo that have pledged their allegiance to a terror group? And maybe you do make legislation to say, hey, we have a Sydney-based terror group for something that is out of the country. Are they making legislation to address that issue? Or are they making legislation to address the issue of anybody that may want to protect themselves because they can't rely on your cowardly DEI police officers?
Introducing a bill to Parliament to, I mean, to be really blunt, make it more difficult to get these horrifying weapons that have no practical use in our community.
Do you think that
when did they introduce this? Because if they saw this incident and started typing it up already, you guys are literal ghouls. Clown show. Yeah, Arrow, clown show.
Farmer, if you're not involved in agriculture, why do you need these massive weapons that put the public in danger? And
Yeah, okay, so was that guy in agriculture? Like, how was he able to legally get those tools, having already pledged his allegiance to terror? Maybe you address that as well, but maybe it's not necessarily about the tools. Maybe it's about the individuals causing the crime. Just a thought.
make life dangerous and difficult for New South Wales Police. So I understand, of course I understand the genuine desire to have information about how the law will change. We're less than 24 hours into this horrifying crime. I want to make sure that legislation and reform that we bring to Parliament makes a big difference.
And here's the thing that always irritates me about these anti-2A types. Obviously, it's Australia, not 2A, but whatever I'm calling it 2A. Is, did he get in office running on stripping away 2A? Or did he get in office, was pro 2A, and then saw this horrific incident and says, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to start to strip away these rights. Because if he's one of those politicians, and I can almost guarantee he is, that ran on getting rid of 2A, sees this incident occurring, and then rushes to his television and says, see, I was right, guys. Now you have to align with me politically, and now I get to get everything I wanted before this incident occurred, and I'm just trying to shoehorn in why this is applicable to what I already believed in the first place. It's disgusting, but they always do. It's rinse and repeat. We're going to see a lot more people trying to use this instance as a way to get rid of law-abiding citizens' rights. He's just the first one tonight.
But that's exactly my intention, and my colleagues feel exactly the same way.
Yeah, I don't have to look at him, but yeah. The guy was on their radar for years. It already has strict laws, but he just wants to chip away at your rights right now. Because what is nuts is, yes, they were able to get it legally. I don't know why, especially since he was known to their equivalent of the feds.
It's the beginning of summer here at Bondi Beach, normally a very happy time, and yet today this cold gray kind of set in, which really is almost symbolic of the mood that so many people are feeling here, this light rain coming down. There's a lot of sadness about what was supposed to be a day of celebration, the first day of Hanukkah. People were out at a celebration by the beach. This area has one of the largest concentrations of Jewish population in all of Australia, and many of them, hundreds if not thousands of them, were out celebrating when this father and son, the father who moved to Australia back in 1988, his son was born here. His son's been studying the Quran and Arabic for the past year. His teacher says they showed up with a stockpile of rifles. It turns out the father was a licensed gun owner here in a nation that has incredibly strict gun laws for the past 30 years, ever since the last mass shooting, basically.
Oh, no, they're live in this field. They're live in
the
this
country
field.
to collect most people's guns, but certain people have a license if they're members of.
Actually, just to be sure, I don't think we can show the rest of the video because they're live here. But it's crazy that apparently they were allowed to have it, flew under their radar. So their solution is make more rules that are gonna fail it. Because here's the thing: is like laws are like locks on doors. They're gonna keep out law-abiding citizens. If I deadbolt my front door, my law-abiding neighbor's not coming in. But if there's a burglar that really wants to get in my home, he's going to figure out how to get past that lock. It might take him a little bit longer, but that's just how it is with, how do I put this, PG-13. When you bring in a lot of people that are just notorious for committing these types of crimes, they're going to figure out a way to do it, and they did it. Yeah, 30 years in the country and still somehow became an extremist for something that is common in another place in the world. Insane. And here we have them, Australians versus the agenda. This is Sky News, Australian news outlet. Australians versus the agenda, but they're trying to make it like as if the narrative is something the right wing is making.
We take ASIO's advice very seriously. We work closely with them. We receive regular updates as well. The Director General of ASIO has warned about a range of threats, be it anti-Semitism, the rise of right-wing extremist groups as well. And we continue to work closely with our security agencies.
No.
It's The right-wing extremism. It's just
There's a ton of
everything they
tests
don't
that are
like is
funny.
this, and yet they won't address the real issue. And if you start to address the real issue,
Like me.
they call that right-wing extremism. Like you cannot deal with these, or you cannot negotiate with these types of people, because now you have in America saying what happened over in Australia is the reason that Decoy in America needs to lose his rights.
Become a normal occurrence, not just in the United States, but now.
Why is she trying to tell the United States what to do? I thought she said she represents Somalians and she's for Somalia. Why is she bringing this up?
Seeing it in Australia, who's worked really hard to create gun prevention laws to prevent the kind of tragedy that took place today.
Oh, and the thing is, or terror right wing? They're calling these two individuals right wing because I believe you would classify this as like religious fanaticism, and that's how they say, oh, right wing terror attacks are on the rise because of this. But I think one of the more disgusting things is when you go to America and you have, Senator Chuck Schumer, who I believe is not running for re-election because he knows AOC's in his rear view. He wants to talk about it, but let me make a joke first.
And of course, I'm going to say a few words about the terrible shooting in Sydney, Australia. Okay? So, and first, of course, as I always say, no matter what, go Bills. They beat the Patriots today. It's a big deal. And of
good to know that's where your mind is. This is not the time nor the place to be talking about football. I talk about football all the time, but I'm not going to open up this story saying, oh, by the way, the Rams won, guys. So, 12 people lost their lives, and we realize the system in Australia has failed the citizens, so they are constantly in danger of being attacked by another sleeper cell that's in Australia. But just so you know, I'm happy, guys, because my football team won. Absolute detached from reality, ghouls. But it's crazy that Caleb Hammer is even calling out some singer, Troye Sivan. He's like I know he's affiliated with that guy Love, I forget how to pronounce it. But it's like, yeah, his heart is broken, thinking of tonight of the victims and the families at Bondi and the wider Sydney communities, and for every Jewish person in this country. So he's just showing sympathy. But my God, the racism in the replies that he received, like Caleb Hammer, the financial audit guy, called out saying, hey, like even the Boston Celtics put out a post about, hearts and prayers for all the victims and families over in Australia. Like, that's not a controversial take. They were murdered. Like, this was a terrible attack. But now people are trying to say, well, because they were a part of a certain religion, this is okay. This is getting to become a problem, and I think anybody cheering on this attack, I don't care if you're a citizen, like denaturalized, I don't care if they were born here with birthright citizenship. If you were sitting there trying to cheer on the idea that religious fanatics from another country, or not even from another country, just a religious fanaticism has now become a part of a sleeper cell or a Sydney cell inside this country, and they're just indiscriminately taking people's lives, I don't want them in they need to be gone. Like, we have no space for this in a civilized society. We just don't. But the scary part is over in, in Amsterdam. So the same day, so that happened early in the morning. At night, you're having mass groups attacking the Hanukkah concert that same day in Amsterdam. They're going at over here, and then also this. And again, this isn't saying get rid of all of them. Like, doesn't matter if they're assimilating, if they love the Western world, if they've thrown down all the religious values that would be extreme. Like, they're just regular people. Maybe they don't like to eat pork, but they just want to have a regular job and they're trying to be American. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the individuals, based on their behavior. They're in Amsterdam, they saw what happened over in Australia, and they decided, you know what, this would be a time to turn up the heat all across the globe right now. These are the people that I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about this. Not the entire religion, not the entire people of the ethnicity. I'm concerned about the people that are trying to accelerate this and also would cheer it on when it occurs. You guys terrify me. Okay, I think they start to attack each other, but yeah, it's getting bad. But Is it too late? Australia, 6 months ago. March in the streets, we've seen this in New York City, we've seen this all across the world right now. But even in America, march in the streets in the name of this. They say things like, they don't have the right to exist. This is Australia. Australia. What is it, 7,000 miles away?
Western Australia, I stand here.
Cheers from people that are also native to Australia as well.
We all stand here on Gadigal land, their country, stolen land.
I can't imagine going to visiting Japan and saying Japan does not have the right to exist. I could not imagine me, I don't even know what European country I'd like to visit now. Ireland, even though it's kind of going down. Like I couldn't imagine me as a non-Irish person going to Ireland and saying, you know what? Thanks for having me here. I'm enjoying the cuisine. I'm enjoying the sightseeing. But also, you do not have the right to exist. And I'm offended at you saying, don't come to my country and say this. And yet, they loudly say this, they proudly say this, because they know that they're too limp-wristed to defeat it. It is sad. Colonize? What did Australia... Chat. Who did Australia colonize? Actually, let me... chat, let me know, and I'll also ask AI right now. What country has Australia colonized? Unless they're considering it Europe, the UK. They're a prison colony, right? They're talking about the British. Australia didn't colonize it. They're a prison colony. So they took Papua New Guinea, Nauru, the Norfolk Island, and the Australian Arctic Territory. Are they speaking on behalf of that? I don't think it. I think it's just something. It's just word salad. It's something he heard American activists say, and here he is over there saying, "You know what? I'm gonna wave the same flags over there because I think somebody is financing him."
Palestine! We share the same story. We share the same colonizer. They gifted that land. They stole that land, and they gave it to Israel.
Is she doing the sign language?
Just like Israel, Australia does not have a right to exist.
They're cheering it on in Australia. If they don't think they have a right to exist, what are they doing there other than to conquer it? And they should be very telling to you of saying, I'm here, whether he's on a visa or he's overstaying it or he's a citizen. To me, you're not a net asset to the country. If you think this place does not have a right to exist, you're not trying to better it, you're not trying to fix it, you're not trying to assimilate, you're just trying to destroy it, there should be no qualms with saying, okay, we're sending you to a place that you feel like you belong because you don't feel like you belong here. You seem to hate everybody here. We don't want you to suffer anymore. Pick a country that you would choose to live in that's better than Australia. Because if Australia doesn't have a right to exist, go be amongst the place that you think it is. This is maybe malicious compliance, but it's still compliance.
For too long, Palestinian people have had to fight for 76 plus years for their rights against genocide, occupation, ethnic cleansing.
Oh, here's the thing: is I would agree that I don't think that we should be sending bombs to that country. I don't think that we should be funding our allies to bomb it, and also them to bomb them. I don't like Western intervention in this at all. But I don't think that Australia is doing it either. And also, I don't think that he's accomplishing anything for this country by yelling at people in Australia. I think it's performative. I think it's ridiculous, and it needs to be addressed.
And what is happening right now in Gaza today? The same thing has happened here.
Is it?
For too long in Australia.
Aren't they getting rid of the Aboriginals in Australia? So there is... I don't know the most about Australia, but what I do know is when they had the COVID lockdowns over there, it was very eye-opening. I thought Canada was just like maple syrup America. It's our neighbors to the north. They got freedom. They don't. I thought Australia was just kangaroo America. They got freedom. It just seemed like it was a first world nation, but they don't. during the lockdowns when they're tearing down all those places, they're making essentially the concentration, a whole lot of words in the middle, the camps for people that are like me that didn't want to get that government mandated medicine. They built those camps, and I may be getting it mistaken, but weren't they building it over Aboriginal land? Weren't they telling them you guys can't be here anymore? Weren't they like throwing them in there? And weren't they telling people, oh, we're gonna force you into this camp. We're building some that won't even gonna be finished until 2026. But also, if you try to escape the camps and you haven't even been exposed to the virus at all, we're going to extend your stay in the camp in Australia. It's like a prison sentence, not necessarily for health. Yeah, Aboriginals are half European, but the Aboriginals I was talking about is they're a little bit darker skinned. Forgot what it was, but it was when they were destroying all those areas to make those camps out there. It was like they were going after them the most because obviously they weren't too excited about being forced into the rest of the country and taking that medication. Yeah, this is like 2021. And even 2022, when things were calming down, even in the most liberal parts of America, they were still building those camps. Yeah, they're still there. They look like, that's what you're talking about. They look like early Africans. The Aboriginals in Australia, the country of Australia had not been kind to them during the lockdowns. But here's the thing. If they say Australia doesn't have a right to exist, they're marching the streets, they're attacking their Christmas parades, why is this somewhat acceptable to the mainstream media? They don't bat an eye. But when they see stuff like this over in Germany where they say, hey, look, we want you out of our country, this is apparently, they're phobic. They're terrible. This is alt-right. Because at least to me, this is just the inverse. This right here is just the inverse of this. They're both on the extreme side, but why does the country say this is okay? Why are there not any rules and regulations going up against this guy? But then they'll grasp and say, you know what? This is the alt-right. They're terrible. They're racist, and they want to get rid of them. When someone says, I don't like the idea that someone comes in my country and says you don't have the right to exist. Kind of scary stuff to me.
Project Zomboid is one of the most brutally difficult zombie survival games ever created.
Matter if you explicitly told them it was temporary. Once that 30-day mark hits and money has been exchanged, they're legally considered a tenant.
Would you say the laws in DC are favorable to squatters?
Well, they're favorable to tenants, and one person's squatter is another person's alleged squatter an actual tenant, and the court is going to make sure that it finds out the answer to that preliminary question of has that individual achieved tenancy status or not. And so you're starting with the conclusion that the person's a tenant, but that individual has a right to go to court and try to prove that she's actually a tenant and afforded all of the rights of tenants in the district. And therein lies the rub. It's not easy to get a court to find an answer to that question. It seems simple, in the eyes of the law, it's become very complicated, especially in the district.
And clearly, those protections are pretty serious. If someone has established tenancy, property owners can't change the locks, shut off the water, electricity, or heat, remove the person's belongings, or even block them from entering. So, if you do any of those things, you're committing what's called an illegal eviction. And then you could actually face fines or criminal charges. So, essentially, it's a civil matter until the landlord steps in and tries to block them from entering, because then it's an illegal eviction. So, for the landlord to not turn this criminal, the only legal way to remove someone who claimed tenancy is to file an eviction case in court and then wait for a judge to order them out. And in DC, that process can take months, sometimes 6 months or even longer if the person fights it or files motions to delay it. And unfortunately, you have people who are professional at abusing laws like this and essentially steal people's homes. So once Shadia hit that 30-day mark and declared herself a tenant, Rashan's options basically evaporated. But she definitely tried to fight it. First, she served Shadia with a formal 30-day notice to vacate, which is the standard first move for any eviction process. Shadia then ignored it. Then Rashan called the police, thinking they might be able to help remove someone who was essentially occupying her property without permission. But the police told her the same thing every time she called. This was a civil dispute, not a criminal matter. And there was nothing they can essentially do, so they just directed her to handle it through the courts. And that's when Rashan filed for an eviction in the DC Superior Court. The problem was that this was happening in March, April, and May, while her court date wasn't scheduled until December 11th. Yeah, it was literally the other day. So by the time November rolled around, Rashan was pretty much desperate and financially drained. So she made Shadia an offer. She'd pay her $2,500 in cash if Shadia signed a document acknowledging that she wasn't actually a tenant and agreed to move out. Shadia then, I guess, accepted the deal and signed the paper. However, again, on November 15th, which was supposed to be her departure date, Shadia told Rashan that she changed her mind and didn't move out. So the same thing happened yet again. So according to Rashan, she said, "This no longer works for me. Do what you have to do. I'm not leaving." Which is a crazy thing to say when you're in someone else's property. But Rashan, she brought that signed document to the police, hoping that would change something. But they repeated the same thing. It's a civil matter. You need to wait for a court date. So fast forward to late November, and Rashan started getting calls from her neighbors. They told her they saw Shadia and other people staying at the house pack up their bags, load everything into a car, and drive away. At first, neighbors were pretty confident that it looked like Shadia was finally gone for good. So Rashan immediately contacted the Metropolitan Police Department, and they told her that she was free to secure the property however she wanted. Acting on that, she disabled all the locks so Shadia's keys wouldn't work anymore. Hired a contractor to board up the windows, and because there had been electrical problems, shut off the power to the house. From her perspective, this whole mess was finally over after 9 months of fighting. But then, not too long later, her neighbors called again, and they said, by the way, Shadia is back and she's breaking back into your house. Okay. I'm picturing this like Rashan is playing Call of Duty Zombies and she's like holding X to board up her door, and Shadia is on the outside just breaking apart the boards trying to get back into the house that she stole. Yeah, definitely not an ideal situation, but it's about to get worse, like basically everything else we covered, because police arrived this time and something different happened. Because according to Rashan, the police allowed Shadia to hire a locksmith right there on the spot and get right back into the property. She finally had her property back, and Shadia pulled back up. She's like, "No, wait a minute. I live there." This is one crazy confidence game because she has no documents that prove that she lives there. But hey, the locksmith showed back up, and Shadia got back inside, and Rashan was essentially back to square one. But the next day, Child Protective Services showed up to the property, and that's interesting. But the reason was that Shadia had brought her young daughter into the house, but there was no electricity running because Rashan had shut it off when she thought the other woman had abandoned the property. So as a result, CPS got involved since a child was now living in a home without electricity. Also, side note, the fact that Shadia is doing this with a child makes things so much worse. But that same day, Rashan discovered that her work truck that she had parked behind the property had gone missing. So she then filed a police report, and according to her account, Shadia had attempted to have the vehicle towed by telling the tow company that she owned the house. Again, diabolical confidence game. She has nothing to prove that she owns this property or should even be there, but still, like, this is so sad and depressing, and like the financial strain for Rashan to upkeep this property while someone's literally squatting inside of it is awful, because most likely she has to pay a mortgage on it. She definitely has to pay property taxes, which are not cheap in Washington, D.C. And I can only assume that she would have to pay all the utilities as well. So it's safe to say you are incredibly unlucky if you have to deal with a Shadia. Also, I'm like halfway through the video, and I'm honestly not sure how you pronounce Shadia. If I've been saying her name wrong the entire video, honestly, she deserves it, but my bad for all the other Shadias out there. Shadia.
Shadija.
Shadija? Shadija. Is that right? But it's a S-H-A. This is kind of like that one video I covered recently where it's like, I said Bexar County, but it's Bear County because the X is silent. Honestly, my own name is also kind of like that. My name's Arling, but it's spelled with an E because it's Arling in Norwegian, but like in English, Arling is closer to Arling than what Erling would be. So, Arling. Okay. Shadija. Nah, I'm just doubling down on Shadia. Shadia is just I don't know. This might be a Shadia. Who knows? So all of these events then triggered an emergency court hearing that took place virtually pretty much immediately. And during the hearing, a bunch of additional allegations surfaced about what had been going on over the previous months. According to the testimony in court, Shadia had allegedly tried to physically push Rashan off a ladder at one point when Rashan was putting up a sign on the exterior of the house. The sign was apparently to advertise that someone was living there against the homeowner's will. But apparently Shadia and the people that was living in there with her, they hung a sheet over that sign to like cover that up. And there was also claims that Shadia had transferred the utility accounts out of Rashan's name and put them in her daughter's name instead. But the judge ruling at the end of the hearing, however, was that Rashan needed to turn the electricity back on immediately, despite everything that had happened. Meanwhile, the actual decision about who was allowed to stay in the house, that got pushed for the following week. So now, up until this point, everything that's been said reflects Rashan's side of the story. But when reporters finally interviewed Shadia, she had a whole different story to tell. So, in her story of the event, Shadia claimed that she and Rashan had verbally agreed to extend the arrangement beyond the original 32-day stay. And what began as an Airbnb booking had effectively turned into a month-to-month rental. And she claims that she continued making regular monthly payments to Rashan for several months after the original booking ended, although she acknowledged that some of those payments ran into issues and didn't always go through. So according to Shadia, she ultimately stopped paying after losing $17,000, which was apparently a result of a series of financial emergencies, or something like that.
She sent me monthly invoices, which I paid those monthly invoices in order to stay in the unit. I had a month where I had a financial loss of over like $17,000.
Was that due to work?
It's a personal issue. I helped someone in the past and it came back to bite me because everyone can see, you can search me because I'm not hiding from anyone.
But of course, she had nothing to prove her statements. And as the media continued digging into that story, additional context emerged that made the situation even more complicated, put it lightly. Because remember how Shadia originally told Rashan that she needed a rental because her apartment had been damaged by fire? Well, that was a lie, because court records show that that story was not true. And according to documents obtained by the media, Shadia was already being evicted from her previous residence when she booked Rashan's property.
When you made the Airbnb reservation, because I saw the reservation, you mentioned it was for a fire. Around that same time, court records show at your previous apartment, you were also getting evicted for not paying rent.
So that wasn't for that place, it was for a previous place where something happened during COVID when everyone was not receiving payment. I'm an entrepreneur and I also have a nonprofit. So that's what that was for. The fire that I actually had a fire. There's a police report, a fire report for it. Police came out, the fire department came out and determined that it was an electrical issue in the wall that then created...
Was it at the same apartment building?
For...
Ava Noma, that apartment? Because that says 2023. It was, you were there 2023, 2024.
So... Ava Noma is where I had the fire, yes.
Ava Noma is the one showing that you were in the process of being evicted for paying 1 month's rent when you were there for 13.
So no, that would not be accurate.
So the court records are not accurate?
I did not go to court for eviction for Ava Noma.
So she went from one landlord squatting in her house, allegedly, to a new one, and then just rinse repeated. There was no fire. She never had her own property. She is just, allegedly professionally abusing the laws and stealing homes. Because the records indicated that she owed close to $50,000 in unpaid rent from the previous address, having paid only 1 month's worth of rent over an entire year of living there, which is just insane. That probably doesn't even cover the annual property taxes. Meanwhile, throughout this entire ordeal, Shadia's social media showed her traveling to Jamaica, going to various events, and actively promoting her non-profit organization. And what is that? Well, for context, she runs a clothing brand called Love with Deja, which has the slogan of encouraging people to do things with love. and allegedly she donates part of the proceeds to charity. So I guess as long as you steal people's homes with love, it's aligned with her brand. But either way, finally, on December 11th, almost 10 months after this whole thing started, Roshan got her day in court. And during the hearing, things got pretty interesting because Shadia was placed under oath and warned about what happens if you lie under oath. Basically, you can be charged with perjury, which is a felony in most states and definitely in Washington, D.C., which is kind of important because of what comes next. Because remember how Shadia had told reporters that she'd never been evicted
Yep, have a good night.
Well, that wasn't true because she was confronted with her past eviction records in court and her story suddenly changed. She said that she didn't recall whether she'd been evicted or not. And then she argued that the whole thing wasn't even relevant to the case. Man, that's absolutely relevant to the case. It shows that you've done this tomfoolery before. Also, what a pathetic way to deflect. Either way, the homeowner also took to the stand during the hearing, and after listening to both sides, the judge made a pretty clear ruling. Shadia Romero did not have the tenancy rights to the property, and the judge specifically pointed to that agreement that Roshan had gotten her to sign back in November. You know, the one where Shadia acknowledged that she wasn't the tenant and agreed to leave in exchange for $2,500. The court also found that document was still valid and binding, and because Shadia had no legal tenant status, the judge authorized Roshan to have her removed from the property immediately, that very same day. So finally, after like 10 months, a massive W to the homeowner. Because just imagine a year of legal proceedings, mortgage payments, utility bills, and a heavy load of stress, not knowing when you'll finally get your property back. That's a nightmare. But thankfully, the woman was officially evicted from the house, and the reporters explained the whole thing here.
That's right, and this is actually one of the first times the homeowners have been back to the home in a couple of months. And as you mentioned, the judge ordered that the alleged squatter is not a tenant, therefore she has no tenant rights, and the homeowners were allowed to get her out of the home and evict her immediately, and that is what you are seeing. We have community members that actually came here to support the homeowners and help clear out the home after watching the reports and hearing what the homeowners were dealing with. And even inside the home, you can see some of the area that they have started clearing as well. The homeowner mentioned to me that she has been in shock and everything that was with everything that was inside of this home, as well as some of the damage that she found as well.
And with that, she could also remove the infamous sheet that was hanging outside of her house, the one Shadia had hung to block Roshan's message to the neighbors. That was also removed. And for the first time in months, Roshan was finally able to walk back into her own property without dealing with locked doors or authorities telling her she couldn't enter her own property. It's just so insane. So
Actually
now, after all
gonna
this
change
played out on the
over
media,
right
Airbnb itself
for the
decided to
night.
state
So you guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you later.
They made it pretty clear
Have a
what
good
they
one.
stood throughout the whole situation. According to the spokesperson, all the protections Airbnb offers, which is their air cover 24/7 support, all of that only applies when everything stays on their platform.
Alright.
Hosts and guests should always
So,
communicate, book, and
we're
pay
gonna
with
swap
Airbnb,
over
so they're
to
covered by our policies and protections. We display warnings across the site to
Actions of Creation
and we
game.
provide information on why this is important. It helps ensure that both parties are protected by our policies, terms of service, and safeguards like air cover for hosts. These protections are forfeited if users book and pay outside of Airbnb, which I guess means as soon as Shadia's original 32-day booking ended and she started claiming tenant rights, that moved the whole thing off of Airbnb's system, even though there was no business dealings outside of the app. But I guess at that point, Airbnb legally couldn't help her. This whole situation just sucks for the homeowner. But there was thankfully one action that Airbnb did take. They permanently removed Shadia from the platform. And the media coverage of this case got so widespread that DC officials had to start addressing it publicly. And it seems like there are even conversations happening now about potentially changing DC's tenant protection laws to prevent this exact scenario from happening to other homeowners. Because currently, the way the law is written, all it takes is 30 days and some cash changing hands for someone to claim tenant rights, and suddenly they can be locked in your house without paying anything for 10 months apparently. Because while pro-tenant laws serve a real purpose, again, they can easily be exploited by people who do this stuff professionally. And based on Shadia's history of evictions and unpaid rent across multiple properties, it's safe to say that she understood the system pretty well. And one can only hope that she doesn't go and find a new victim. But, you know, considering her track record, I wouldn't keep my hopes up too high, because I don't think she'll receive any real punishment for this unless the landlord sues. But the problem with that is the landlord has been tied up in court for 10 months, so it's not like the landlord is going to want to jump right back into court. The one would think it is. It's just a nightmare. This is literally a nightmare scenario. So I think it's just like really important to get the word out. If this person is trying to rent from you, be very cautious. Tread carefully. carefully. But hey, other than that, feel free to subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Game fucking does that.
is one of the best years in gaming I can remember. And it's also one of the worst years in gaming.
Oh, that's actually a feature of the game. It's that fucking bright. So bright. Oh my eyes. Holy shit, that's so fucking bright. Getting really sick of this collision shit. And I know I'm on the wall, but goddamn, in general, this collision shit is just really bad. Shit in this one. My hair is so fucking long. Getting to that point where like I might have to cut it. My hair is just like too long. Especially in the front here. Oh my god. You gotta get it off my frickin' eyes. That's my issue. That's like sitting on my eyes. You know? Nah. It says to do what I'm doing, and it's not counting. That's fucking annoying. What the? Doesn't like fucking count, even though I'm killing them here. Like, that's stupid. Doesn't matter. Like, what the fuck? If I'm killing something in here, what the fuck is it that you want? Enemy. Just do it the first time I fucking. Fuck. Yeah. Yep. I have to kill these animals in this wood. Each wood. How do you like mark stuff in this game? Or am I just not allowed to mark stuff within the whole area so I can find out where the fuck I'm going? Yeah, that's the case. You know, maps doesn't show you shit. Doesn't show you how to go anywhere. No fucking UI to actually send you in a direction. Like I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere at this point. Like, what the actual fuck is wrong with this game? This might be one of my last nights I played this game for a little bit. Because all it's doing is giving me fucking grief. Let's see if I can do number 5. If I can do number 5, I'll be happy. If I can't, I'm gonna fucking lose shit. Not completely, but it's gonna really deter me from playing this. have their deer.
Hey.
Game's like, yeah, slaying 6 deer. So the try to find the deer, it's like, oh, where the fuck are these deer? Like, plentiful amount of deer. It's just like, no, there fucking isn't. Like, what? No, I haven't seen one single fucking deer. I see raven. See everything other than fucking deer. Everything but the thing I'm looking for is here. So stupid. So dumb. I was thinking after this you want to watch some anime and go hang out. What do you think, hon? Not getting anywhere with this frickin' finding deer shit. I ain't finding anything here. Let's take what I got. I can't find anything else. Maybe I should go to 4 and then collect whatever they got at 4. Sure. Go back. Level 8. I need to hit level 8. Hey. What's up, buddy? Everybody, I gotta go. Enjoy your night. Have yourself a good one. If you're a dude, thank you for hanging out. If you're old, thanks for coming back and chilling. Have yourselves a great night. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.